1980, the female workforce in Bangladesh has been multiplied by 4. The most visible change occurred in the garment industry, where women now account for 70% of the workforce. Women's access to work in Bangladesh is a great step forward and a real social revolution. But women, in addition to working to earn a living, are also in charge of household duties. It is a real double burden for them, especially when it comes to keeping the young children during the day.
A lady came to me for a part-time job, and she was carrying a child, and she was really good, everything I wanted. And last question I asked that, where do you leave your child when you come to the work? And she said she doesn't have any place to leave the child. And I didn't appoint her. At that time, the night, I just couldn't sleep. It was haunting me literally, bothering me. And I thought I was the one who has pushed her into an undesirable profession. And I think the next day I decided that I have to do something for this working women.
Founded Phulki in 1991 to address the problem of child-keeping for working mothers. Phulki's main activity consists in setting up care centers in garment factories and communities so that working mothers can leave their children in a safe and stimulating environment and work peacefully. Phulki sets up care centers in communities for children aged between 3 and 6 years. Children are taught basic skills such as counting, singing, or English and Bangla alphabet. So far, Phulki has implemented more than 60 community centers in and around Dhaka city. The NGO also sets up care centers in garment factories for children between 0 and 3 years. Phulki has implemented care centers in more than 300 factories so far. Phulki tries to make the care centers sustainable by handing over the management of the centers to factory or community people after a few years.
After focusing on garment workers and childcare activity, Phulki began to provide training for domestic workers, who are often very young and suffer from isolation. By providing domestic workers from 8 to 18 with daily basic education and skill improvement, Phulki makes working girls more aware of their rights and more capable of improving their working conditions. Girls attending the class can socialize daily with other girls with similar fates and problems. Raising women awareness and self-confidence, even more than changing the mindset of husbands and employers, is the best pathway towards women empowerment. This is the reason why Phulki is setting up more and more training programs for working women. One of them focuses on health for garment workers to address the consequences of both their poor working condition and their incapacity to access public health. As many social entrepreneurs, Phulki finds it difficult to assess the social impact of its activity. When it comes to take stock of what has been achieved and to plan the future of an organization as big as Phulki is today, saying that the impact is positive is not enough. Suraya Ak, Ask Planète d'Entrepreneurs, a French association of students promoting social entrepreneurship worldwide, and which has already carried out many social impact assessments to work on Phulki. Social impact assessment includes the process of analyzing, monitoring and managing the intended and unintended social consequences, both positive and negative, of planned interventions. Our main objective was to evaluate women empowerment through a set of indicators like health, employability, or decision making. We spent 6 weeks in Dhaka and in Chittagong, meeting all the stakeholders taking part in and benefiting from Phulki's impact. Government factory managers, buying houses, female workers, caretakers, and sociologists to understand both the social context of women empowerment in Bangladesh and the needs of the beneficiaries.
Our impact assessment of Phulki's programs points out many significant results. Thanks to Phulki's training programs, workers feel more confident at work, are in better shape, and overall have improved their relationship with their employers, since they are less absent and more aware of the basic rights. As for Phulki's childcare centers, they are a necessary condition for many women to work. Thanks to Phulki's centers, women who have no other option for childkeeping can access the job market without compromising their children's safety and education. Phulki's impact is also visible beyond the workplace, since working increases women's decision-making in the household. In particular, women have a better say in their children's education.
When the Prime Minister is saying in a public meeting that every office should have a child care, I think it is the supreme authority is saying that child care is a country's policy. Because initially it was a very, very new idea.
In the care centers, children enjoy a playful, stimulating and healthy environment. Children benefit from balanced development based on early childhood development methods, which consists in infant stimulation, health and nutrition practices. Thanks to the education they receive, children are well prepared to enter primary school at the age of 6. After 2 decades of successful diversification, innovation and replication of its own model, Phulki has become a leading organization on women empowerment issues. Today, major Western brands ask Phulki to assess the social compliance of the garment suppliers in Bangladesh.